Hello guys, it's Luke for the Free Hammers here. Welcome to All the Gear, No Idea, the show that I do on weekends where you control the topics, you control the questions, and you control where the show goes. I've got the computer, I've got the internet. If you've not subscribed to it already, please do. But let's get on with the show. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Hello guys, how are we doing? Excuse the Barnet. I did get it cut eventually. Looking more and more Peaky Blinders as it goes along. Loads on top, hardly anything around the sides. But yeah, let's leave that. Leave the Barnet. We've got that out of the way. I thought I'd do a little show. You know, there's been a little bit of news today about the fixtures. You know, what time we're going to play and when those games are. You know, and the closer it gets, the more and more exciting, the more and more anxious I get. And I thought we'd have a little chat about it, see what you guys think. If you guys in the chat already, hello Richie and hello Neil from down under. Yeah, so like I say, the fixtures are sort of out. They've released them and I'll put them up in a minute. Just want to show you this. Been my missus 12 years today. She's a good girl, look. Bought me my favourite chocolate. There are other chocolates available. Bought my favourite chocolate and look at that. Even got it personalised. Look, West Ham on it. Look at that. How nice is that? What a lovely treat. I do love a Toblerone. Anyway, right, let's get on with it. So let me just share the screen. So this is what was released today from West Ham. I hope you can see that. So I'm sure you have all read it, but I'd just like to give my opinion. So West Ham confirmed 3 fixtures on the Premier League restart. West Ham can confirm the club's 3 fixtures on the restart of the 1920 Premier League season. Premier League shareholders agreed on the 28th of May to a new provisional restart date for the 2019 season for Wednesday the 17th of June, provided that all safety requirements are in place. After 2 outstanding games involving EFL Cup finalist Aston Villa and Man City are played on Wednesday the 17th, a full round will begin from Friday the 19th. Due to COVID-19, games will take place without supporters at present. Premier League shareholders have also approved a proposal that would see all the 92 remaining matches broadcast live in the UK by the league's existing broadcast partners Sky Sports, BT Sports, BBC, Amazon Prime, BBC Radio, TalkSport, bloody. West Ham will return to action with a visit of Wolverhampton Wanderers to London Stadium on Saturday 20th of June for a 5:30 kickoff. David Moyes' squad will then travel to Tottenham Hotspur on Tuesday the 23rd for an 8:15. Thirdly, Chelsea will visit the London Stadium on Wednesday the 11th of July at 8:15. Irons will not have a fixture over the weekend of the 27th and 28th of June due to Chelsea's participation in the FA Cup. All 3 fixtures will be broadcast live in the UK on Sky Sports across the world by the Premier League's international partners. Everyone in the West Ham family shares the huge disappointment. You are, our loyal fans, will not be able to give passionate to the team. Bloody. Oh, look, and they have to throw in their 35% of the training stuff. So, yeah. So, that is the first set of fixtures. Out, Wolves, you know, tough game. And, you know, when they actually released them and it was confirmed, we knew we was going to be playing more or less anyway because of the fixtures that were there when it all stopped. But when you actually see it again there in black and white, Wolves, Tottenham and Chelsea, oh, doesn't that look hard? For me, that looks really, really difficult restart. The Wolves game was tough anyway before anything that happened. You know, they're you know, a team I look at where I want West Ham to beat. Top side, top players, top manager. You know, and they really look like they're trying to go somewhere as a club. They're ahead of us slightly in terms of the training. That's constantly reminded on other West Ham channels. It's not going to be an easy game, that. Saturday night, 5:30 kickoff, London Stadium, no fans. That's a massive empty bowl. Let's just put it that way. My confidence for that one isn't there at all. Obviously, I will do a proper preview of that probably late next week, late the week after next. But yeah, it's a tough game. Then the Tottenham game, you know, when on any normal day, that's anybody's game, you know, who wants it more. And I really, really did fancy us before the break, because at that time they had no Kane, they had no Son. You've heard me say this all before, but just reiterating the fact, you know, that fit probably Harry Kane that's missed football and, you know, he's got a bit between his teeth again, you know, could go and get a few goals in these last 9 games. That's not going to be an easy game at all. That really isn't going to be an easy game. After that, Chelsea again finding loads of form. They was looking really good under Frank towards the end, before the breakdown of it. That they're probably one of the clubs, you know, that at the time was a bad time for them to stop because they were finding some real form. There's probably some real good spirit around the club as well at Chelsea at the moment. You know, they've bought that Ziyech, I think that's how you pronounce it, and they're linked with Ben Chilwell and a top striker in Timo Werner. You know, they're not messing about next season. If next season kicks off when it's supposed to in September, they're saying now. So again, good feeling around that club at the moment, Chelsea. Great youth players. The only thing you could say, maybe Declan Rice will want to put himself in the shop window a bit, as Chelsea are the club that are constantly the ones that are pursuing him more. Little rumours about Manchester United today. I just watched Gonzo's video on an £80 million. You know, that is the take it or leave it price for him. I keep repeating myself, guys, every time I do these videos at the minute, but I've got no confidence at all that we have got what it takes to stay up. I really, really don't. If we do, you know, something major has changed in this gap. The fit players that haven't been fit for a long time may have more legs, you know, and I'll talk about that a bit more in a minute. But if we start, I think it'd be more that there's 3 teams worse than that we were better. I don't know, and that's really negative. And I should be really excited about the football comeback, but I'm not excited. I'm so anxious and more accepting of the fact that I think we are going down. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so I'm going to share the next thing that I found today. Bear with me. So Neil says that game kicks off at 2 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Right, so this is a couple of other things that I found today. So how West Ham might line up for the first game. This is from sportsmole.co.uk. So with a fit squad, they're predicting something like this. So Haller up top with Antonio. Anderson obviously is back. Rice, Soucek and Fornals. No place for Bowen, which I think Bowen would be starting for me. Cresswell, Ogbonna, Diop and Fredericks with Fabianski in goal. Obviously doubtfuls, but looks like they're more or less there is Jack Wilshere and Ryan Fredericks now. Yeah, it's more or less right, but I think you're gonna see bits of Jack, I think, and I do think Bowen is going to have such a huge part to play in whether we stay up, you know, in the next 9 games that we've got in this very short period of time. I suppose the only positive, you know, on a short period of time playing games like that is if you do find form, you can very quickly bang some wins. If you don't find it, again, a negative is you could go on a very bad run very quickly. You know, if you're playing 5 games very quickly, you can lose 5 games very, very quickly. Again, that's very cliche and very obvious, but you can, as much, if you're confident, you're winning, you're scoring goals, you could easily put a good winning run together that will keep us up. I think 4 wins out of the 9 will keep us up, but it's whether we can get those 4 wins and what position we're in when we play those easier games. You know, I look at, I believe we still have the Norwich game in now, the Villa game, Newcastle game you've got to look at. There are games there that we can win. Again, if like I feel those first 3 games we lose, what sort of mental state are we going to be in going into those games that we can win? That's my fear. Richie says, I'm not excited about football coming back, just want to get the season over with. I agree, mate, and let's just pray that we stay up. Pray. Okay, next thing that I see today, obviously we've seen it loads of times, new recorder, little paper I used to read. West Ham midfielder Jack Wilshere eager to impress Moyes when the Premier League resumes. West Ham midfielder Jack Wilshere insists he is eager to impress manager David Moyes and is desperate to play. The 28-year-old has been injured ever since Moyes arrived at the club to replace Pellegrini, but is now back in full training and keen to start once the season resumes. Said it a lot on this channel. We've not seen a lot of Jack, but slower pace, the friendly style vibe, like just sort of slightly higher tempo than a friendly that I've seen in the Bundesliga. This could suit Jack, it could suit Jack coming in, this sort of weird environment of football. As I say, the slower pace, he might get more touches on the ball to create chances for your Bowens, your Antonios, your Halles, get Andersons into the game and take the pressure off people like Lanzini who have not been fully on it yet. Again, hopefully a rejuvenated Lanzini would be great as well, wouldn't it? Fornals was looking really good. But yeah, I'm excited if Jack stays fit. I think he could be a big influence on what happens in the last 9 games, as I keep repeating. Afternoon, Sufyan. Hi, Sufyan from Neil. If we can get a run of 5 or more games out of him for the rest of the season, then we've got a chance to stand up. Yeah, him, Bowens, a more hungry Lanzini, a rested, rejuvenated, chance to forget about what's gone on before. I'm talking about Halles and Anderson. The last game seems so long ago. This like what's going to be played over the next sort of 5 to 6 weeks is like a mini season rather than the season restarting. So I'm hoping, they're really up for this 9 games. And who knows? I don't want to be too negative, but who knows? Hi, Sufyan. Hello, mate. And for Sheezy, great name, says, hi, everyone. Hi for Sheezy. And Richie says, Souček. Yeah, I like Souček as well. He looked good. Hopefully, again, if we stay out, we sign him. And, we stay out, we can see what Moyes will get. A full summer transfer window then. There's question marks on Moyes in terms of sometimes his tactical setups and stubbornness over Fornals. But you have to admit what he did with Arnautovic when he was here before was fantastic. He's plucked out Bowen. It seems like he was the man who's like, I want Bowen, let's get Bowen. So, give him a full transfer window when and if we stay up. I think we could see some exciting players that are a bit more obscure than your usual names. And I think he might build something a little bit exciting. I really do. Let me know what you guys think. I've always said if Jack can have at least 10 games in a season, I'm happy. Feel sorry for him as he can be a class player. When he made his debut against Barcelona, he was class. Yeah, I remember him playing against us as a really young kid. There's a fantastic video actually of him scoring for Arsenal's youth team against us. If you type that in on YouTube after you finish this video, wonderful goal. I remember him when he was on loan at Bolton. I think he scored against us as well. Then I've always been a fan of him. I think Gonzo mentioned an interview he did the other day, but that interview that Gonzo was talking about, I remember reading that interview about 8 years ago. When he said that Paolo Di Canio was his hero. And that was when that first time that picture of him came out of him in the West Ham kit as a small kid. Since then, I've always sort of had a soft spot for him. A bit like, John Joe Shelby as well. When a player's got West Ham affiliation, you have a soft spot for him. So when Jack did sign, I've always wanted to sign Jack for a long, long time. And the Arsenal fans that I've worked with over the years have always said, no chance. Jack's one of our best players. You're never, ever going to see Jack. So yeah, you know, as you say, mate, if Jack wouldn't have had the injuries, he wouldn't be nowhere near the West Ham team anyway. You know, he'd be well in that England team. You know, leader of the Arsenal team. It's we've only got him through fortunateness of the injuries, and that's the gamble you take when you sign someone like that. I suppose it's a bit like Andy Carroll as well. To be honest with you, if Andy Carroll wouldn't have had the injuries he would have had, would he have been at West Ham? I don't know. He could have gone on, you know, on his days, the classic line, on his days, unplayable. I think that's with a lot of players. You can look well back to Kieran Dyer and players like that as well. Kieran Dyer, when Kieran came through at Ipswich and his first couple of seasons at Newcastle, he was unbelievable player, unbelievable Kieran Dyer, one of the best, you know, on the ball and travelling with the ball that I've seen from an Englishman. But again, injuries, and then he's at, you know, ends up at West Ham. This is what happens, you know. Good day, my main man. What could have been? I agree. Since I saw that photo, I always knew he would come to us one day, and now his dream has come true, but it's not gone to plan, unfortunately, and that makes me sad. Yeah, I really, really hope, you know, and it's unfortunate as well because, not to keep going on about Jack, but you know, he had 2 seasons. He had a season at Bournemouth where, you know, it was only right at the end that he had an injury. He played a good sort of 28 games for Arsenal. I think the season before that or the season after that. You know, and comes to West Ham and it's just the injuries pick up again. It's such a shame because we've got a top player there if he gets fit. He's still very young. I can't remember exactly how old he is. Just bear with me, guys. I'm going to say 28, but I don't know. Just bear with me. I'm going to use it probably say it before I find it anyway. Jack Wilshere is currently 28. Yeah, he was 28 on the 1st of January, New Year's Day. He was born. There you go. So, you know, you're getting fit. You may have, you know, 29, 30, 31. You know, you might have a few years out of him. Who knows? Who knows? It really made me. It's really maybe the last throw of the dice for Jack Wilshere, so that can make it a bit more entertaining at least. Yeah, what you got to look at it as well. You know, they're saying the season's going to start September, I believe. So they'll play out this little bit in July, June and July, and then they'll have that little rest of August, sort of 6-week period, sort of like the 6 weeks holidays, and then it will start in the September. I suppose it's like a sort of mini pre-season before a pre-season for Jack. You know, if he can get through this, get through the 9 games. I'm not saying play all 9 games. You know, as someone said there, can get through 5 of those games, you know, unscathed, have another little rest, or maybe, you know, keep working through the that 6-week break between the end of this season and the start of the 2021 season. You know, you might get a fully fit Jack Wilshere, and that would be great. You know, a new signing into next season. Who knows? Who knows? But again, do you think he would stay if we were to get relegated? Can you imagine, again, getting fit, what he would be like in terms of getting us out of that, getting us out of the crack, basically, if we were to go down? Oh, sorry. Before he went on loan to Bolton, he asked if he could go to West Ham. I remember reading that. Yeah, I remember that as well, Patrick. You know, he was one of the most exciting young players about. As I say, always liked the guy, always liked him. Just, again, well, we got him at that sort of weird time. It's the type of player he is as well. You know, he has got, you know, he's very Gazza-like. You know, he moves the ball at the last possible minute, so he'll be on the ball, you know, loads of touches, and he'll move the ball just before the defender comes, and you know, every now and then he does take a clip, and he likes to tackle himself, a bit like Gazza, and that's how these injuries occur. You know, low centre of gravity, lots of turning, good agility. You know, it sometimes catches up with players, unfortunately. Just a sip of the cherry aid there, guys. Before he came to us, he had a season at Bournemouth, and he only got injured once, and that's why I was really positive when he signed as well. Austin says that Jack could stay fit. Yeah, until he proves it, until he can get a good run in the team, it's all up in the air at the minute. But let's hope he does. Let's be positive. Thoughts on Chelsea getting Timo Werner and selling Morata for 58 million? Also in talks with Ben Chilwell and having a proper negotiator who is willing to get players at any price. I said this, Sofian, before you joined. I was talking about the Chelsea game, one of the games that we play in the first three. They ain't messing about, mate. Next year, they're going to be a bit of a force again. Already signed that Ziyech guy. Great player, great player. Can play across that attacking line, centre attacking mid, left wing, right wing. Like you say, Ben Chilwell, probably one of the best left backs in the Prem, barring Andy Robertson. Again, great signing for them. But Timo Werner is top quality, top quality. Listen, Jurgen Klopp was looking at him, weren't he, at Liverpool? Klopp doesn't sign bad players. Timo Werner is top draw. In that league, they've got a few really good strikers in that league. They've got obviously Timo Werner, Lewandowski. Haaland looks just a giant of a player for someone so young. They've got Lilian Thuram sat out there as well. I think it's Marcus Thuram. He looks a beast as well, only about 19, 20. So, maybe that is the league to look at if you've got a bit of money to spend. Definitely Jadon Sancho plays out there as well. We're linked, aren't we, with Götze. Another one, bit injury prone, but good player if you're getting fit. Classic West Ham like that. Moyes should be given. I think Moyes should be given a chance to get the players he wants, and then see how he goes. As far as he's only had other managers' players to play with, but I totally agree with you, Neil. I sort of said that myself about 10 minutes ago. Give him a window in the summer. Like you say, mate, Souček was a great pick. Bowen was a great pick. People are probably going to throw Jordan or Hugo in the chat in a minute. But that was a weird one, that one. But yeah, you can't deny those two plucked out a couple of good players there. Whatever your thoughts are on Ryan Fredericks, a bit Marmite of a player. Fredericks was obviously, I think, one of the ones that Moyes wanted before Pellegrini came in. I think that was one of them ones. It was a done deal during the time of Moyes. So he does like going down there and having a look at players. If Leeds wasn't to go up, for example, Leeds have got some fantastic players that we can sniff around. Grady Diagana next year as well. What do you make of that? There was some rumours about that West Ham would potentially accept 20 to 30 million for Grady. I'd like to see Grady stay, to be honest with you. But what do you guys think on that, on the Grady stuff? Defence spending in his role needs to be the club's top priority, as it is most likely the sole reason we are currently in 16th place. Scrap the back line except Diop and Ogbonna and start for fullbacks is essential. Let's hope Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson apparently fit as well. Get Ben Johnson in there, start developing them as well. I do agree with you, mate. The defence, but let's be honest, this year in terms of the defence as well, mate, we have had the worst goalkeeper, I think, in Premier League, let alone West Ham, to play for us this year. In Roberto, I think you could have had Virgil van Dijk standing in front of Roberto and we still would have conceded an average of 2 goals a game. You could have had Roberto and Bobby Moore probably playing, and Roberto would still be conceding some goals. So sometimes the defence has made some errors, and I will give you that, mate. And someone like Diop has not fully been on it. Ogbonna's been fantastic. He's my hammer of the year. But you have got to look at a goalkeeper. You have shocking. Fabianski's one of the best goalkeepers outside the top 6. So to lose him, especially when we was in such a good little patch of form before he got injured, was definitely the catalyst to what has gone wrong this season, without doubt. Marcus Thuram, 16-17 season, Jack Wilshere played 40 games in all competitions for Arsenal. Can see why we got him the season after. Agree, mate. Totally agree. For Sheezy, like your point, Neil. Recall Big George. It'd be a good player for us in the championship, though, if we were to go down. Frederick is awful, can't defend. B-Tech Roadrunner. Yep. Werner is a snipe at the... And Harvards, what a player, yes, is mustard. Could see him in the Premier League. There are some fantastic players in that league. There really, really is some fantastic players. Richie says keep Grady. Sufyan also agrees, must keep Grady at all cost. And Patrick does a laughing face. What we got here? We are so weak on the left. Need to sell Anderson and also need a left back. Yeah, I wouldn't be too upset if Anderson was to go. I like Felipe, but yeah, he did start blowing a bit cold towards the end, didn't he? I'd definitely be keeping Grady. I would love West Ham to have an Ajax type model, train and play academy players, only buy to supplement the squad with quality. Agree. I wouldn't be against that at all for Shizzy. Would not be against that at all. Cospel's job, sticking with Roberto. Yep, 1,000,000%. Ashraf Hakimi, yep. He is probably better than Trent Alexander. I reckon, as he is better defence. Yeah, that's the Borussia Dortmund guy. I think he's Turkish. I play with him on FIFA, actually. He's in my FIFA team. That's the only reason I know him. I can't say I've seen him properly play live, but he's good in my FIFA team. I think Paul's got him as well. Yeah, so I know him from that, mate. Yeah, there's a couple of things that I found online, guys. Just I might do this as a show, actually. I was thinking I could do this as a show once or twice a week, where it's like I just go through the newspapers and stuff. So if you guys don't read the newspapers, there's something to read. So this is the injury list and stuff like this. So again, Jack Wilshere, as we've been discussing nearly the whole show, minor doubt with a groin. Does say there though, look, possible return date is Wolves. Be nice to see him come off the bench when it get like 15 minutes. Fredericks is an injury shoulder, but again, very close to the June. Yarmolenko as well. There's a player we've not discussed much of. For me, I like Yarmolenko. He is a bit slow, but that left foot is an absolute wand, and he has got goals in him. He has. And you know, when he has played, he's created, he's scored, and he tries to make something happen. He's a very predictable player. You know what he's going to do. He's going to get it. He's going to cut inside, but he's good at it. He's good at it. He's successful at doing that, cutting inside, and getting the left foot or shot away. Yeah, again, another one who could have a big thing. And in terms of suspension, no suspensions, guys, which is good. Is the check gone off again? Let's have a look. Bear with me. Rico Henry is the answer at left back. Yeah, and in terms of the right back, obviously we're linking with like Matty Cash and people like that. Max Aarons as well, Newcastle, top right back. There are some good ones out there, but again, you've got to be willing to spend a bit of dollar on them. My face was your comment about Roberto. Oh, dear. Well, he is. He's the worst Premier League goalkeeper I've ever seen. In fact, I'm trying to think of other ones. Even bloody Carl Walker, when he went in goal for Man City, was better. Julian Dix has been in goal for us, and he was better than Roberto. In terms of worse goalkeepers for us in my lifetime, maybe someone like Sasa Ilic. I remember him conceding 4 against Everton years ago. Massimo Taibbi, the Man United one, who remember it went through his legs from about 40 yards. But I tell you what, there ain't many worse than Roberto. Sufyan would sell Yarmolenko. Austin, last season Anderson was our second highest scorer, 1 goal behind Arnie with 9. I think he needs 1 more season to determine if he stays or goes. Like I say, I wouldn't be upset if he stayed. I wouldn't be upset if he goes. I do quite like the guy. There is a very, very good player in there. His performances have been under par this season, but yeah, I agree with you, mate. There is a player in there. I don't watch TV on new channels and try to stay off social media as much as possible, so I don't really know what's going on in the world. It's a good thing, Rich, mate, sometimes, it's good to be in your own little bubble. Joey Bryant as a left back and Matty Cash as a right back. That would be great. That would be great. Young, hungry. Roberto makes De Gea look good. Yarmolenko is a goner for me. If we get a decent money because of injuries and because of Brady, yeah, good point. Nathan Holland is back as well, apparently, from his loan from Oxford. Again, you know, is he ready to step up now and, you know, get that chance? Last thing I want to show you guys, because I've been going for like half an hour now, was some of the pictures of, you know, the players back in training. You know, there you go, look, spraying the old goal there. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to make that full screen for you guys. Let's make that full screen. Get rid of Kent's comment. No offense, Ken. Yeah, so there you go, look. All spraying the goals there. What else we got here? All nice and socially distanced on their bikes there. Oh, remember him? Jetty. What's he got to offer? Let's see. Captain Mark Noble on his bike there. What's his Barnet look like, actually? Yeah, not bad. I didn't have ball patchy as well. Oh, look at that. Nice social distancing. A little bit of a knees up. Antonio there. Again, another one. Look at his Barnet. Needs an haircut. It is funny seeing these footballers' haircuts. Fab, hopefully nice and fit, recovered now. Zande Silva, fit as well. Played a couple of times for us now, and I'll tell you, he's got some Barnet on him, this geezer. Old Declan. Look at that. Lovely thick head of hair. Who else we got here? Got Ben Johnson, fit, which is great to see. A couple of times he's played, he's looked fantastic. Felipe Anderson, again, it even says there, look, sporting his lockdown haircut. Thomas Soucek as well, looking fit, looking to pick up where he left off. David Moyes, loving the glasses, Dave. Really trendy. Who we got here? Robert Snodgrass. Nice beard game going on there, mate. Antonio and Jack. It's just great to see Jack on that running man. And this man as well, guys. Mikel Antonio. Rushed back so many times in the last year or so. This 8 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever it's been, crucial will that be for him? You know, he's been needing a rest, and hopefully, you know, it'll be good for him. You know, doing that rest, so it's good. It's good to see. Sell the fraud Felipe, keep Holland and Grady. I would sell Yarmolenko, Wilshere, Lanzini, and Masuaku, all on super high wages. Liabilities don't offer any value to the club at present. Yeah, Lanzini, I'm definitely one of those ones that wouldn't mind seeing him go, if I'm honest. Would you rather keep Anderson or Lanzini? That's a good question. That's a really good question, that one. I think I would rather keep Anderson. There you go. I think I'd rather keep Anderson. I think we've got someone like Fornals who, again, he's not as dynamic as a super fit on it, Lanzini, but he's definitely got an eye for a pass. He can score a goal. I was really starting to enjoy the way Fornals was playing. He nice puts a shift in as well, Fornals. So I think we've got someone ready-made there. Anderson, as the point was made earlier, you know, he did get 9 goals that first year. And maybe it's a bit of lack of confidence, slightly maybe a bit of lack of effort. But, yeah, I would keep Anderson over Lanzini. Lanzini's had that horrific injury as well. Sorry, another bit of drink, guys. My throat's getting dry. Antonio looks like a papa. Uncle Antonio. Luke, have you looked at the site called Football Town and looked at the shirt called Fortress? I want it as a 125-year shirt. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, Richie. Bear with me. Riveting viewing, just watching me type. So it's called Football Town and Fortress. Football Town. Fortress shirt. Fortress. Oh, wow. That is a beautiful shirt. I'm going to put it out for everyone to look at, mate. That is a beautiful shirt. Just bear with me. Okay, so this is what Richie just suggested. Look at that. Can you imagine if that was our shirt? That is stunning. That is really, really stunning shirt. Look at that. Let me make that full screen. Actually, you don't need to see my face. Look at that. That is stunning. Claret and blue, really simple. Love the like castle as well. It'd be nice as like a tribute, wouldn't it? You know, where's the 125 year shirt? Nice simple line. That is stunning. That is stunning. I would actually wear that just, you know, even if it wasn't our shirt, just as a, you know, a shirt, and you could get away with that being a West Ham shirt, couldn't you? That is stunning, mate. That is a real good shout. Thanks for that, Richie. That is a beautiful shirt. Felipe Anderson is always treated as a scapegoat. If he was English, everyone would be drooling all over him. People complained last season he didn't track back. He has his season and people still. Yeah, mate, that's a good point. Good point. Richie, that is a quality shirt. I agree. Beautiful shirt. I think I'll leave it there, guys, because I'll probably do another one of these maybe the weekend, and we'll bang out a podcast. It's been nice. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. Sorry I didn't schedule it properly, you know, so it gives you a little bit of time to prepare. You know what? It's sometimes I just think spur of the moment and just go and do it. Like I get a little bit, I get a bit bored, and then I just think, you know what? I'm just going to make a show, and that's what I do. How many points do we take from Wolves, Spurs, and Chelsea? Well, I'm going to reveal something to you guys. I shouldn't really, because you probably think I'm a really bad West Ham fan now. So I messaged Ladbrokes, get that price, and said that West Ham to lose first 3 games of restart. What's the price? They've offered me 13-2. So that's how confident I am, mate. I don't think we're going to get any points in the first 3. Only have a small in that shirt at the moment. Hoping it, yep. Hopefully, mate. Brilliant shirt and great show from Fashizzi. Right, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Come on, you irons. Keep believing. Thanks for tuning in. Share with your friends. Share with your mates. Get us out there. If you didn't know, all the podcasts, what we're going to do is we're going to update it and keep the last 5. So we'll keep refreshing the last 5 podcasts are now available on iTunes and Spotify. So check those out, guys. Until then, guys, come on, you irons. Keep believing. Let's go.